that your vet recommended is a pesticide applied directly on your dog's skin, absorbed into their bloodstream, and nobody is telling you that. So I am. Hi, I'm Lisa, founder of the High Vibe Dog. I help dog mamas stop unknowingly harming their pups and create a toxin free high vibe life with the High Vibe Dog method. This month, we are going into the truths nobody else is willing to say. And today, we are talking about flea and tick products. Summertime is coming, and this is when it gets so bad. So, today I am so excited to be able to chat with you about this specific thing, and you'll be surprised at what the truth really is. Conventional flea and tick products. That is, collars, topical drops on the back, oral medications, shampoos, pills, you name it. What is actually in them, what they are doing to your dog's nervous system and their immune system, and what actually works instead. That is what we are discussing today. And if you stay till the end, I'm going to share the exact natural flea deterrent blend that I used on my Tulli every single summer. She never had a flea or a tick problem in her whole life, unless we went to the Midwest and then I had to double barrier, which is possible as well. But normally, in general, not at all. And I will tell you exactly what is in it, so definitely want to stay for that. Now, drop some pause in the comments if you are here for the first time and you're on the live with me right now, and tell me, what are you currently using for flea and tick prevention? Is it conventional or is it natural? Because I want to see where kind of everybody is at starting right now. And if this is your first time, follow and subscribe to this channel. And if you have people out there that you know, friends and love pups out there, then please share this with them, because you will be surprised at what you are going to learn. So, has your dog ever had a reaction to a flea or tick problem in general? The scratching, skin irritation, hair loss, lethargy, anything. And some of the reactions are a lot even more substantial than that. But pop in the comments yes or no, just so it kind of gives me some ideas. I want to find out where everybody is at. Now, nobody is going to tell you this but me. The flea collar hanging around your dog's neck right now is a slow release pesticide device. That's not a metaphor. That is literally what it is, designed to continuously emit toxic chemicals onto your dog's skin and coat for, X amount of months at a time. Topical drops your vet recommends applied between the shoulder blades, specifically because the skin there absorbs directly into the bloodstream. That is the mechanism for which it's used. It is designed to get into the blood so that the fleas, when they bite the dog, the flea dies. Here's the thing: they're not deterring the fleas; they're biting the dog, which then you still have to deal with, what is it, Lyme disease and all the other Rocky Mountain spotted fever and all these other tick disease. It's not stopping the fleas from getting on the dog. It's just killing them once they bite your dog. And it's slowly deteriorating and killing your dog because it's slow poison in their bloodstream. And your dog's blood is the actual delivery system. Let that sink in. That is the deal. Now, here's something else I want to share with you. The active ingredients in most conventional flea and tick products are classified as, listen for it, neurotoxins. Yes, they are working by disrupting the nervous system of the insects. The problem is your dog has a nervous system too, and these chemicals do not stay neatly contained for the insect. It's throughout your dog's body. And the EPA has received thousands of adverse event reports for flea and tick products. Now, here's some of the more substantial problems that are happening with these flea and tick things: seizures, tremors, skin reactions, hair loss, lethargy, vomiting, and wait for it, death. Let that sink in. These are documented. They are on file, and most dog mamas are never told this. I wasn't told this either. I remember when I first got her. Oh, worry, worry. And within a short period of time, I was like, no go. I luckily had a holistic vet from the beginning, and she was like, no, 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 we're not doing that. And so she protected me and Tulli without me realizing, thank goodness. However, that's not how it normally is. You're not protecting your dog from fleas by poisoning them first. And there is another way. And the other way actually works, and works better, because the idea is deterring the flea from even getting on your dog so they don't even bite to begin with. So, did you know that flea collars were classified as pet devices? Curious? Let me know in the comments. Comment either knew it or had no idea. Because honestly, I didn't. I didn't know it. I just knew they were nasty and they smelled bad. And I thought, that can't be good, sitting on my dog's neck all the time. So it was just a no-go from the beginning. However, I want to go over what is actually doing to your dog, these flea collars and these things, because this is where it gets real. Let me be specific about what is actually in these products and what they do, because vague warnings are very easily dismissed, and specifics are hard to ignore. And I see this on Instagram and on all kinds of things. People are videoing their dogs, and it's horrendous. My heart goes out to these poor pups and the poor parents that had no idea. They thought they were doing good. They were listening. So let's go over each one of them. What is actually in conventional products and what it does to your dog's body? First, flea collars. Most conventional flea collars contain, now here's some long words that I don't always know how to pronounce them, organophosphates or pyrethroids, both classified as neurotoxins. Look them up. Here's a couple examples. Seresto collars, one of the most popular brands actually, contain imidacloprid and flumethrin. The EPA received over 75,000 adverse event reports linked to Seresto collars, including more than 1,700 pet deaths by 2021. That's not even current times. So let that sink in. Let that sink in. This is documented and publicly available. People just don't think to actually do the research. The collar continuously releases chemicals into the skin and onto the coat. Children who pet the dog, guess what, are absorbing it as well. This is not theoretical. This has been studied. Think about that. That is what's happening with these collars. Now, let's move on from the flea collars. Let's talk about the topical drops that you can put on the back of your dog's neck. Products like Frontline and Advantage contain fipronil and imidacloprid, which is the same one on the collars, respectfully, Both are classified as potential carcinogens as well by the EPA. That means cancer causing. Now, applied to the skin, absorbed into the bloodstream, and distributed through sebaceous glands on the dog's body. The flea dies when it bites, not before, not a deterrent, when it bites. Your dog's blood is the delivery mechanism of it. Common reactions of this includes hair loss, sores at the application site, neurological symptoms, immune suppression with repeated use. Let that sink in. That's those drops. Horrendous. Now, let's talk about the oral medications such as Bravecto. I've heard a lot about them. NexGard, Simparica is another one. And they all contain isoxazoline compounds. Say that 3 times fast. The FDA issued a warning in 2018 about isoxazoline products and their link to neurological adverse events, including tremors, ataxia, and seizures in your dogs and cats. These are systemic insecticides. They circulate in your dog's bloodstream continuously for weeks and months. What they're also doing is slowly deteriorating your dog's body and immune system. Let that sink in. It's pretty powerful. This right here is pillar 3 of the High Vibe Dog Method and it of the wellness framework. Products used on and in your dog. That's pillar 3. Everything applied to their skin or put in their body has an impact for the dog. Choosing transparent, low, or no toxin options reduces necessary stress on the dog's body and honestly, you as well, the dog mama and the parents and the family. This is not optional for a high vibe dog. It is essential. So, quick question. Has anyone ever used Seresto or Bravecto? Let me know in the comments. Drop it down there. I want to know what is actually being used on our pups. And honestly, you didn't know. I didn't know either. The more in depth I got on this, the more I realized. I saw a few videos online and I started digging in deeper and I went, okay, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. So what I can honestly tell you from what I've seen personally from the dogs that basically I care for, because data and statistics are important, but real stories are what make it actually real. So firstly, I had a dog in my care wearing a conventional flea collar. Now, typically, I don't do those. I didn't even notice it right away because they were fluffy around the neck. And I'm like, okay, we don't do those. I always check with the parents in advance what they do, all of that stuff. And he was scratching like crazy on his neck and constantly and not occasionally. And I thought, what is going on? He is so uncomfortable. And so I got to looking closer because I'm like, I don't do fleas. Let's go, let's look. And guess what I found? The skin around his neck was inflamed and irritated. The hair around the neck was coming out and it was a lot shorter. And I thought, oh my God, I tossed that nasty collar in the trash immediately. I did not want that in my house, around me, on that poor dog, or even near Tulli or anything else. So that was gone. It was in the trash as quickly as I could get it in there. Here's another example. I was watching a white dog, sweetest pup ever, and it had topical drops applied to the back of her neck, in between the shoulder blades. And when I looked at the application site, there was a sore there, and the hair around it was falling out, and it had just been applied not too long before she obviously came in my care. These are not rare actions. This is always what happens when you apply neurotoxins directly on your dog's skin repeatedly over time. Remember the compound effect? This is it. It can go both ways. And this is the negative side of it. So, and the worst part here is both of these dogs were doing what their vet told their mother to do. They both were recommended to do this. They were following the instructions of the vet and had no idea. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Be very conscious of what you're using, what your vet is telling you, everything. And honestly, they probably don't even know themselves. They're told this is good, they don't ask questions, and they just follow the norms. Look for different vets. Look for vets that look for more holistic opportunities. That's where you're going to see changes. So, if you're just joining us now, we're talking about conventional flea and tick products and what they actually are and what they're doing to your dog. And I'm about to share what I used on Tulli her entire life. She never had a flea problem. And she was big fur baby. Chow chow. Their hair is dense. And we've never had problems. And I live at the ocean on the beach. So it is flea central in the summertime, especially. We didn't have any problems. And I watched other dogs. And in the house, we didn't have problems. And if one came in with a flea, boy, it did not get worse because of the cleaning products that I used in the home as well. That was a deterrent and that killed the fleas. So that was something that was a benefit as well. So between what I used on her personally, on her, and what I cleaned the house with, it kept those little boogers out. And that's what we want. We don't want them around the pups. So, have you noticed any sort of reactions or hair loss or behavior changes or anything when you've used flea and tick products on your dog? Let me know that in the comments. I love to find out what people are doing and how simple little shifts can make the biggest changes. Okay, so conventional products are out. Now what? Because I know the fear, fleas are real, ticks are real, Lyme disease is real. I know because there was a period of time when her and I were in the Midwest and it didn't even occur to me. And we were out taking a hike and neither her nor I didn't think about it. I knew that in California, I would bathe her and I would put the stuff on once, twice a month, and that was it. She was protected. We were in the Midwest and there's so much more of everything. And I ended up they both did tests on the both of us. She ended up, it was Lyme for me, which is an issue and I've been dealing with, and it's much more under control. And hers was Rocky Mountain spotted tick fever. Yep. We both took the same pill for it, and she was cleaned out lickety split. And the one thing that I could have done is before we went for that hike that day was actually put a barrier on her. And I didn't even think about it. I learned my lesson. I never did that again, and we never had a problem again. So it worked. So when I'm not asking for you to leave your dog unprotected, I'm not asking you to protect them differently. But here is what actually works. And I know it because I used it exclusively with Tulli. And honestly, I used a lot of the same things on myself as well. And I did it for her entire life. So we're going to go over what actually works for fleas and ticks naturally. Number one is essential oil blends as a deterrent. Now, certain essential oils are known to naturally repel fleas, ticks, and other pests. When blended correctly and added to a plant-based shampoo or used in a diluted spray bottle, they create an effective barrier without a single neurotoxin. and they smell great. That's one. And the key word here is quality. Oils must be pure, therapeutic grade, and from a source trusted completely and tested completely. And I use and only recommend Young Living essential oils. Not because I am worked with the company, because I do, because when you have it, you know it, it's good, you stick with it. But also, before that, I saw the difference. I just grabbed whatever, tried different things, and I was always having problems. And when I started using these specific oils and then the brand Young Living, I never had a problem again. These are the only oils I trust enough to put on my dog's skin once I learned what actually was in a lot of essential oils. And they just didn't work the same. So these actually work. And that is the biggest difference. Now, number two is regular grooming and coat maintenance. A clean and well-groomed dog is significantly less hospitable to fleas and ticks than a dirty, matted one because it gets in there. So regularly brush and bathe your dog with a non-toxic shampoo is a fundamental part of pest prevention. And here's number three, the environmental control. That is going to be a big difference as well. Now, here's what this is. Fleas live in an environment first and then jump onto the dog second. So regularly washing bedding in hot water, vacuuming frequently if you have carpet, and keeping the yard managed and reduces fleas population in your dog's world. Now, be very conscious of what you're actually using on the grass outside, that it's non-toxic as well. And that again is easy. You could literally take this, put it in a larger container and spray your yard with this exact same mixture. You'd be good to go. Now, I'm going to add in also, involved with the environment control, is using a non-toxic cleaning like I use the Thieves line in the house. It cleans it, it deters fleas. We don't have any problems. So that's number three. Now, here's something else that matters. A strong immune system is number four. A healthy dog with a strong immune system and a well-nourished body is naturally less attractive to parasites. They just are. So clean food, clean environment, and clean products all contribute to the internal environment that makes your dog less of a target. It's all in what we do. And that's what's going to make the biggest difference with your pup. Now, this specifically is step 2 and step 3 working together of the high vibe dog method. Clean the foundation and support the body. They both are in place. Natural pest prevention becomes so much more effective with your dog. This is what you're going to notice completely. Now, has anyone already switched to natural flea prevention? I'd love to know if you are, if you have, and if so, what you're actually using. So let me know in the comments. Now, I promised you from the beginning I was going to share the exact natural flea deterrent blend that I use on my Toodlebug. And I used it on her every summer. So let's go through it right now. So there's different phases of it. So first off, the Tulli blend. Every summer, I would add a specific blend of essential oils directly into Tulli's animal scent shampoo. I only used animal scent shampoo as well. I chose animal scent specifically because most other shampoos, even the ones marked natural, contain sodium lauryl sulfate. And that is toxic and bad for your dog's eyes and body and everything. And animal scents does not have that. It is genuinely clean. So that's number one. Now, this is the basic oils in the blend that I put together. So one is a blend. So it's purification blend. Young Living's purification is specifically formulated to cleanse and neutralize odors and is known for its natural insect repelling properties. So that was number one. I would also use either frankincense or cedarwood. Both have pest deterrent properties and are safe for dogs when used correctly. Number three, I would use lavender. Fleas hate lavender. It's calming, it's skin supporting, and naturally repels fleas and ticks. And then I would use just a touch of citronella, a very small amount. And it's, as you know, very well known for insect deterrents, but you've got to be very conscious of using it around dogs. So just a touch in the shampoo. And then for Tulli, what I also added, because this was her, specifically for her, we put a little bit of patchouli in, just a touch of patchouli in. And that was the blend I used on her. So the main part of it is the purification, cedarwood or frankincense, lavender, and a touch of citronella. And then if you want to customize blend and you want to know more about that, then we can go into that a little bit more detail, because this customized blend for Tulli was specifically based on her energy and what her body needed at that time. And that's going to be different for every single dog. So that personalized element is something that I do for every dog that I work with, because every dog is different. Tulli never had a flea problem. We didn't have to deal with it in the house. I loved it. And we didn't have any ticks either, only when we went hiking. And so from that point on, I made sure that I give her an extra barrier, and then we never had a problem her entire life. And the cool thing about this is, it smells amazing. So it's a win-win all the way around. It's like it's a walking diffuser, which is pretty cool. Now, this is not complicated, but the quality of the oil matters enormously. Low quality oil is not going to give you the same result. And if it's so low quality, it can actually cause other problems. This is not the place to grab whatever is on sale or whatever is on Amazon. Young Living is what I use. Young Living is what I recommend. Full stop. Nothing else. So, would you like to know what blend is right for your specific dog? If you do, then drop Flea in the comments, FLEA, and I will reach out to you directly, and then we will see what would work best for your dog. Because knowing that your pup is protected when you go out and about is such a peace of mind. So, what we're going to go over now are some questions and answers specifically around this topic. So if you have a question or you need some answers, drop it in the comments and I will reach out to you and answer your questions as well. So let's get to it, shall we? Is natural prevention as effective as conventional? And the answer is yes, more so when done consistently and correctly. The key is consistency. You cannot apply it once every 6 months of protection like you can the conventional product claims. Natural prevention is a routine, not a one-time fix, but it works and it keeps your dog healthy. And Tulli was my proof. So the next question is, what if my dog already has fleas? What do I do? How do I get rid of them? Natural flea prevention is a deterrent. If they're actively infesting right now, you need to address the environment first, wash everything, use a cleaner in the house that is a deterrent that keeps fleas away, vacuum, and then we can go through the protocol for that specific situation as well. And then I would also, during that same time, wash them with this flea protocol and let it sit on their skin a little bit and then get the fleas that are out on them. But you've got to do the environment first, because the minute you clean the dog, they're going to jump right back on them if you don't take care of the environment. So very, very important. Mop the floors, everything. Now, here's something. My vet says conventional products are safe. Should I listen? I'm going to say this to you, and you do what works best for you. Your vet is working with information and training they have. The adverse event data is publicly available on the EPA website. Vets typically are not going to go and read it. They're going to give their clients what they're given and what they're told. They're not going to look up that extra stuff. So I encourage you to go look it up yourself and then make the decision that feels right for you and your dog. I made mine and I never looked back. And when it's the right time for me to get my next fur baby, it will never happen. I've changed a lot of things around these topics just since my girl has transitioned with all the research I've done. Now, can I use any essential oils, or does Young Living have to be the one? So for me, it has to be therapeutic grade pure oils from a source that you completely trust, that's trusted, tested, everything. Where's it coming from? What's in it? Can you be sure? The quality of the oil determines the result and the safety of it. I've used Young Living now extensively for, goodness gracious, decades. And I have never had a problem, and they have always worked. And I used oils on Tulli all the time, and it was never an issue. So I will not recommend any other brand out there because I cannot verify it. I cannot verify the quality. I cannot verify the purity, and like the way I can with Young Living. So this is a non-negotiable for me when it comes to what goes on my dog. With that said, the biggest thing I want you to take away today is this. You do not have to choose between protecting your dog from fleas and ticks and protecting them from toxins. You can do both naturally, effectively, without a single neurotoxin. So DM me or drop in the comments Flea, and let's talk about what natural flea and tick protocol would look like for your specific dog. As I said, every dog is different, every blend is different, and I want to help you get it right for your pup. That is what is important. Coming into the summertime, we don't need those little critters running around at all. So next week, we're actually going to go into something that is going to affect every single product in your home, not just flea products, every product. The truth about what every single thing you use does to your dog's life or for it. So that's next week, same time, Monday morning. I will see you then. Thank you for being here. Please, again, save this, subscribe to my channel, and share this with a dog mama who still is using conventional products. She deserves to know this. And I will see you next Monday. Remember, go out and create something magnificent with your pup. And I will see you on the next live. Ciao for now.